Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a small odd count rainbow peyote tube. This is an old video that I have repurposed, so that's why the nails, I no longer have the fake nails. You're going to need the rainbow colours and I have listed those in the description. Arrange your colours in any order you like. I've used the traditional rainbows. I've threaded my needle with some fire line. And I'm just going to put a stop bead on because I'm going to be picking up quite a few beads and I don't want them to whiz off the end. I don't normally work with a stop bead, but in this instance I am going to. So I'm just using an O bead that I've got to hand. I've just stitched her a couple of times. You have to remember that in peyote you pick up the first 2 rows, and in this rainbow one you just follow what I'm doing. So pick up 1, then pick up 2 of the next colour, 2 of the next colour, 2, 2, 2 and 1. Slide your beads down your thread towards the stop bead. I'm going to pick up an orange bead. I'm going to miss out the first red one. As you work towards you, you're always going to be picking up the colour of the next bead that you're passing your needle through. But I will be showing you every single stitch because this is only just a tiny tube. Oops. You need to get these 2 beads to sit side by side, and I find that pulling your tail thread to the left and your working thread to the right will get these 2 rows set in a really nice tension. So the next bead that I'm going to go in is going to be the yellow bead. If I could just organize how I am holding this piece of work. There we go. Right, so I'm going to miss the second orange bead and I'm going to go through that yellow, so I'm going to pick up a yellow. And then I'm going to pull the thread left and right. I'm going to miss the yellow bead and I'm going to go through green, so I'll pick up green. Miss out the next bead, so it's going to be blue. Purple, and then dark blue. You can already see at this point that we've got a diagonal going, which is great. So if you haven't got a diagonal, start again. Don't want to work it too far and then realise you haven't done it right. So you can take the stop bead off now, they're not going anywhere. Now for the purposes of this project, the stitch, I want you to arrange your work so that the dark blue bead or two beads are on the left. See, there. Now we're going to pick up the colour that we're going to stitch into, which is purple. Because we're working towards us, it's the bead we stitch into. That tail thread's driving me mad. Because it's odd count peyote, there is no funny turn at the end of every alternate row, and it makes it very easy. So now I've added the last red one, I'm going to be working away from me. I want to get myself organised. Tail end's got to go. So we're going to be working away from us, and obviously red's not going to fit there. So the next colour is actually the dark blue. So we've just introduced another diagonal of blue. And I'm now coming out of a red, and because I'm working away from me, I'm picking up a red. So we just continue in this way. And the next bead will be a blue one, because that's the bead I'm going into as I'm working towards me. And I'm going to get rid of this pesky end thread. So do feel free to whiz on a little if you like. But if you're not sure how to get rid of the thread, stay with me. As soon as I've got this needle threaded, there we go. And all you need to do is work back through your beads. There's no need to knot in peyote. Just work from side to side. And I've just pulled my needle off. This is so frustrating. It's a tiny little project, and I thought it would be really quick and easy to show you today. And I'm making a mess of it. So there we are, and that's the tail thread gone. We'll just rethread onto the working thread, and then we can get back to our work. So keep those two dark blue beads on the left, and because we're working towards us, we're going to pick up the blue bead. So we're picking up the bead that we are going to pass into next. Try and avoid your flash if you can. So at this point we're going to need to start the next diagonal. So from the dark blue to the purple, dark blue, purple. Working away, so we pick up the same bead as the one we're exiting. You can create a length of this pattern, just basically repeating and continuing it would make a fabulous bracelet. If you're going to do that, you could use the tube that I'm showing you how to make at the end to attach your clasp onto. Alright, now we're coming back the other way and we're picking up the colour we're going into. It's also worth noting that you could use this little tube along with a circle, a peyote circle, to create a toggle clasp. You might need to make it a bit wider or a bit thinner, but the principle's the same. So the next one's blue. Whoops. You could also work this with delicate beads. I think that would look really, really lovely. I would have done that, but I do not have enough colours in delicate beads. And if you wanted to be really fancy, you could use the Aiko beads, which are incredibly precision engineered, and that would look fantastic as well. You don't have to make a rainbow, it could be just maybe black and white or shades of grey. So we haven't got much more to do now. Next one, green. Oh dear, here comes trouble. That clacking noise is my very large Newfoundland dog. Sky, just lie down, dear. Please. Not too many more beads to add now. Oops, dropped that one. And the next one is yellow. Well, this will be the last row before we join up. So you really do only need a tiny amount of beads. So it's a great project for using up tiny leftovers. So we're going to join the two sides together now. But before that, I just want to show you the count. You've got 6 sticking out beads down this side, and that dark blue bead is going to sit there when we roll it. So there's 7 across the top, and that's 7 colours. 6 down this side, and 6 down this side, but you'll notice they sit slightly offset from each other, and that's how they're going to sit together. All we do now is just roll it towards each other. Now if you've bought a bracelet, then I suggest that you join it, wrapping it around the bracelet rather than trying to undo the loops, and zip it up this way, and then it will be attached. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you how to zip it up without the bangle in place. It's really easy, and it works as it says, zipping up. So we're just working from side to side. Don't let that last yellow become too loose. Now hold it nice and tight before you pull in the zip. That's better. And through this side. So we're just working from side to side. all the way down. I'll just try and put it in a different position. The first one I made, and I did this, and I thought, oh, it's actually going to work. Is it going to flow all the way around? And it did. I was so pleased with it. You could make lots of these and join them up. I've seen quite a few necklaces inspired by making little peyote tubes. I just thought it was a fun way to show you how to do odd count peyote. And there goes my phone. Nearly there. I've worked all the way across. You'll notice, I'll get that up a bit closer, there's no stitch between the red and the blue. So we need to put that stitch in. I'm just making a turn. Because, as I said before, there's no need to knot in peyote, but you do need to stop the thread from being pulled out accidentally. So I just make a U-turn and come back through my work. And in effect that puts like a mini break on your thread, and it's just not going to come out. Added to which, as you work towards the center of these tubes, you'll find it really difficult to get through the beads. And I've already twisted my needle into a bit of a mess at this point. Yeah, look at the state of that. Okay, so I think I'll just straighten it out. This poor needle's destined for the bin, I'm afraid, but I'll just straighten it out for the moment. That'll do. Right, I think one more bead. I'm just going to pass needle into the center of the tube. You don't have to do it this way, it's really picky. You could just trim off the thread, but I don't like fuzzy bits of white thread on the outside of my work, so this is the way I do it. So I'm just going to use my nice pointy nosed stalk scissors just to get slightly inside the tube. Doesn't have to be all the way along, just slightly. Just have to catch that thread. There we go. And we're done. Yep. Oops. Really do need my nails filing down. There you are. And the diagonal flows right the way around. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and have fun making lots of little peyote tubes. Join them together in any way you like, or put them on a bangle as I have. Maybe even a pair of earrings, I don't know. Have fun with your choices. Thank you for watching.